Alright, abusua me mo bibia kwaba na me fambre mega TV and platform we eso. Abusua ade wo mi se Ghana for ebisa se Ken Ofori Atta no oba na oyeden. Ken Ofori Atta oba na oyeden. Ye be yi video bi amwahwe. Me be yi series of videos bi amwahwe. And Osibe film. If you try to cover up Ken Ofori Atta from OSP's investigation, you would rather be what? You will be sad after watching this broadcast. Maybe more watch videos be. Na ya share some instances are this attitude in politics at its highest peak was done to NDC in a harsh manner and in a very controversial way. The Biameka yem preach for violence, but karma is real. Yem preach for violence, but karma is real. Mr. Fabundi, a Deputy General Secretary at the NDC Amanyokono. In 2015, Abrantewe Demolition Omubu ni denguye after say NDC that's 29th BBBB 2021 or so. MPP foko bubu ni dan 4-bedroom eguye. John Jinapo and so military were raided his house. They raided his house with a lot of fear, panic, and embarrassment. Almost when Gunu and so was intimidated in Flagstaff House, Jubilee House, NDC for MPP for buy. In fact, there are some instances at MPP for we. On my NDC for be papa. Sebi. We are not preaching violence and enka adia NDC for us or Moody MPP. Can nobody have an idea about that? But because we are living in a lawful country, in a law-abounding country, and we have a leader, Oti Mbrase, and he respects rules and regulations. So he will never tolerate that. He will never tolerate that unto so. Yanko na yanko hese video in fabre koba bednaka ina betwaso. Yanko ponkoswa Asia Hanum your number one authentic platform. Accra 100.5 credit and yamfa mom yakoba betwaso.
Meanwhile, they send to SML card for that very job. Me throw the cardinal sense of Ken Ofori Atta. Now who's someone watching? Why? Penny pass someone sing and coupon. But the buffa or paraminem, not any problem. And yes, I depend to me trying to body so kada. If we're a public servant, if we're a public official, you should not be afraid of accountability. Oh yeah. You should never be afraid of accountability. If you're a public official, I'll do Facebook and share mine. Copy link and refer to other platforms. You should never be afraid of accountability as a public official. Send you koso under Ken Ofori Atta. Na ene you see here for investigations was so yare. Na yade na yade no unya magana indefinitely. I feel they say in last year trouble. You thought to say special prosecutor with Diagro. No. You thought a special prosecutor or Diagro. Oh, sorry, one day, all of a sudden, you go banks. Are you guys crazy? Are you guys crazy or something? And I'm going to say, go banks because they are in charge. I thought you guys would be in charge forever. I feel there, so many power. Wow, says sika no a manam kro no kwan so anya no. Obi wo tumi a otimi de gi sika, but obi wo sika etoda wonya tumi. Because the sika na de gi tumi anka ba me president. Ti asam na meka ni ye. Etoda bia sika timi gi tumi, but most of the time and some of the important times sika entimi nyi tumi. But obi timi de ni tumi agi obi sika. So you may have more for kwan bonu so anya sika bebre. But whom say and net 2 minimum sem. 1 second of Ofori Atta. Wow, when you once affair declare fugitive. Once when you go here. Once affair they say you declare wanted. Whether or not special prosecutor has that power to make such pronouncements, it is not in my place to say. It's a matter of the court. But the last time I checked, the latest fugitive in town, the last time I checked, the latest wanted team in town, led by Ken Ofori Atta. Yeah. And I've told you, say, there are other people that they should prepare. They also go, they are candidate for Amwakwata, prepare. Amwakwata, a former minister of roads, following one cabinet meeting of our paper, I know the pay so a free necro. Yenji wrote to him, hey, are you parliament? We are parliament. Parliament approve you. Without parliamentary approval, was it Yenji wrote to you? Miniano. Now Roto, I stand for correction. Am I approximation of 80 million Ghana cedis a year? Like I said, it could be more. I stand for correction. 80, about 3 years or 4 years, Yenji wrote to bien because Oram Wakwata say, and your parliament say, 80 million cedis times 3, 240 million Ghana cedis. Sir, willfully causing financial loss to the state, you know, when they bet you as and Oram Wakwata must face the law on that decision he took without parliamentary approval. And you know what? Owura Addison. Owura Addison, unim say Ghana mra financial regulation has say ube print sika abwa abembi oteswa. You cannot print more than 5% of the previous accrued revenue. 80 say Ghana sika yenya this year 100 million. Say Bank of Ghana person boya next year no printers come here. Won't even print more than 5 million. Mwa president notice no. Because ayamra close to about 70 if not 80 billion Ghana cedis. Owura Addison and then the Bank of Ghana printing here. Abua Owura Bamiani Akufo-Addo abayno. Are you aware, sir? About 40%, if not 50%, or more, did not receive parliamentary approval. Owura Addison they did to TV no so. Oh, Mumra. Former Bank of Ghana governor. Say, Papa we. Yes, he's a candidate for jail. Yeah, demonstration, sir. On stop it down, no catch say any jumedi. Or no catch say any. He's a candidate for jail. And I'm happy the way John Mahama is going. John, that is what Ghanaians want. I'm telling you, the voice of the street. Street in this way, yeah, street for no, and only a pay. Chromophobia channel. Chromophobia channel. Yeah, chromophobia channel. Chromophobia will pay for his sins or her sins. In the financial year of 2022, Bank of Ghana calendar, are you aware some Ghana cut 60.8 billion Ghana cedis? No, are you aware? What him say? About 9 indigenous banks now. Bank of Ghana led by Addison, Ken Ofori Atta, no. Now here only 9 billion Ghana cedis. Only 9 billion Ghana cedis. According to the Auditor General report, are you aware? And Tim Ora has even captured. They ended using 25 billion to collapse the banks. What kind of silly people are you? You have banks here 9 billion, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1 here 9 for resuscitation. Mose, mom 9 billion no. Mom 9 billion no. Banks never say a juma bill. Omwe juma hobako swat now. Huh? Ghana economy be boost. A boom so about your GDP. Most 9 billion mom for the banks to work. But multimillion 25 billion egu banks no. Obi ohenya nsani nye we da. Aje bodam for. what logic no banks need here 9 billion to survive most money 9 billion but mutiminya 25 billion egu banks no apam nkrofo kofie unim nyansa beza and at the center of affairs over Ken Ofori Atta odi obi making sem hunu ntre okroma obi making sem hunu ntre okroma na say obi making sem hunu ntre okroma. You think we came here to joke? Are you ready for those journalists? I'm just waiting. We will have time for everybody in this country. Because John Dramani Mahama, Obenya Drinning, and yes, you can criticize him because you are a citizen, but in some who criticism, because criticism will not allow you. Because time and another for the Tesla. What is him who sabi one kasa? We lived under another Kufado. Oh, Nimsa Sikaniho. And so now Otimi, for private jets, and you have 14,000 euros. It will be 18,000 euros 1 hour. 1 hour. Now another Kufado, you have 18,000 euros. 80 Serena Kufado could be 3 days. Every day be 24 hours. 24 hours, 3 days, by saying. Say 72 and I saying. 72 hours times 18,000 euros. And yes, Simon calculate. Yes, Ghana is the Nadu Kufad was doing that. We had journalists in this country. They never said a word. They should come and say a word this time. They will see. They will see. They will see. I don't know where Ghana for Bonisa. I don't know where Ghana for Bonisa. Na say emre biadu na yeso obi bia o fa kwan bono bi so ne Ghana tanaye no bra bebu obone ho akonta and we obi anka say Ken Ofori Atta is guilty. An investigation process and kwesi say a court of competent jurisdiction bet me aka say owura Ken Ofori Atta is guilty no, it's just a process entiare na usuro owura Ken Ofori Atta ade na usuro o say 2-3 months ago you were in power. You guys were powerful. Gabio Chedako Nebano. Bedia to Nebano. Ah, Ken Ofori Atta Nebano. Nana Kufar Nebano. Mamino didn't see Kato wig, ne. Designer bags. Any crayon. Bami iron. One or design. Samira. Very beautiful woman. Oh no, Bano. You guys thought you stay in power forever. And then mum running here. And I hope, sir. Sir, police, these soldiers now, the electoral commissioner, I hope so by now, you guys have withdrawn it. I don't know about that. Kwame, I hope the soldiers, the electoral commissioner, I hope so by now, they have withdrawn them. Because if they've not withdrawn them, they should withdraw them with immediate effect. Kwame, get me Mustafa Bandi, Fiedo. Me press Ghana for Behunu Senya, 2017, time where NDC for a free power. Monshe Senya, Deputy General Secretary of NDC. Yakubu Bunita Nguyi. Onu die emotional torture ne bianka no. On the onye nipa. Ken Ofori Atta pen e nipa. Etu anu na afei ese Yes, let us be fair. He who seeks equity must come with clean hands. Let us be fair. Because samusi Ken Ofori Atta onu pa yanya ne hwe no. Obi afomwa adentina Mustafa Bandia Yakubu Bunida Nguye obi aidi enye jonjina pone ka of parliament say ye be ready ne fie man 6th child krampo suffered emotional torture.
The former voter regional deputy secretary of the opposition National Democratic Congress, Mustafa Bandi, has been demolished for no apparent reasons. Now, speaking exclusively to Metro News, he mentioned that 30 fully armed muscular men claiming to be part of the Special Weapons and Tactics SWAT unit stormed his house with 8 pickups to demolish his house.
On Monday, January 29, 2019, SWAT unit officers stormed the area at around 6:30 a.m. to demolish a 4-bedroom house belonging to one Bande Mustafa, a former voter regional deputy secretary of the opposition National Democratic Congress, NDC. The said SWAT unit officers claim to have secured a warrant to demolish the said house. All concerns raised by Bande's family and their pleas fell on deaf ears as the supposed SWAT unit officers raised the 4 bedrooms down.
This matter now. Wait. No medicine matter. Medicine matter.
Because this is where I live. I've been living here with my family for the past 4.5 years. And I bought this land in 2014, built in 2015, and I've been living here. By the time I left the office to get to this place, they had pulled down the house. When I got here, and the dozer was here, so I wanted to stop the dozer. They actually came with land guards also. So the land guards then came on me first. And when we were exchanging, the police then walked to me and said I was under arrest and that they are holding an arrest warrant. Why? They said that the man said I had threatened to kill him. When? Me. That the man said I threatened him in 2019 February. And I said, so 2019, nobody could effect an arrest. Nobody invited me. Only today, the police have procured an arrest warrant against me when I've been living in this country all this while. So they took me to Adenta only to put me there, took the handcuff key back to the side, demolished my house with my belongings and everything.
The demolition, which happened in the absence of the house owner, Mustafa Gbandi, has been described by him as politically motivated.
But I think that this whole thing was to get at me. Because, and Ken Ofori is the one who actually led this operation. The Greater Accra. I actually spoke to him in the morning. When I got wind of the thing, I called him. I said, Chief, these are your people. Tell them to wait. Let me get to the place because I've not been served. And he's asking me to go and beg the man. So I said, beg somebody for breaking my house illegally? He virtually superintended this operation with one ASP Danso and another guy from Striking Force. And virtually all the police officers who were here, per my findings, were on night patrols. Why the ambush? Why the hurry? Why refusing to cross-check? And he claimed that he didn't know I was the one. Must you do this to any citizen? Must this happen to any Ghanaian? For that matter, regardless whatever it is, your political party, your everything, regardless your offense, must you do this to a human being? And as if he doesn't have a family. Which police officer in Ghana, including the IGP, will entertain this wickedness to be meted on his family? One cold morning, you came and woke my family up and broke our house without compassion.
Investigations later revealed that the police were acting on a 2013 court order, of which Mustafa Gbandi says it never came to his attention.
Congress Mustafa Gbandi has been demolished for no apparent reasons. Now, speaking exclusively to Metro News, he mentioned that a 30 fully armed muscular men claiming to be part of the Special Weapons and Tactics SWAT unit stormed his house with 8 pickups to demolish his house.
See,
On Monday,
Ghana mine. I want to say, maybe someone say, Mustafa Gbandi. 4-bedroom. Yabubuego. Essence a bias senti. Any Ken Ofori Atta. Yes, audio omna keke. No ye missing a sem. Mama, why did you 4? Papa, na why did him? And son of your bedroom NDC and MPP no. A radium will be a common sense. Miss Ramo and Brasia Council and Anum any janum. Ye apply. A bind this sign. John Dramani Mahama bind be coy. MPP buy no sorry. Eko bubu Mustafa Gbandi 4-bedroom young guy. And if I know yes kai kura yani kakra esi 4 ko bubu gui. Ene ye yatra mo no. Mam ye. Sabre no owura no de. No ni wo yaw. Na Ken Ofori Atta mra keke. Now you miss the question. I feel I'm better so any passing wine. Okay. Famiko near John Pokai. Okay, before one Uncle Bruce. Yeah, at me by one Uncle Bruce cried natural. Omuba power pet or Ponsi no energy jubileo. Say Flagstaff House. Say Omu Pacific so NDC new. Say Deo. Kobonu ko yini frikamu yen basa because they were in power. Huh? Sir, ye kasa enema MPP di NDC for pa and NDC person di be MPP. The kind of wickedness they meted out to NDC. Say no NDC person di MPP. You have no idea. But we will not preach violence because ye nimnya violence bet my your mind. Brani ye misa question kakaswa no so esumba ne Bra ye misa question. Yesu sa ye kronfo. Bra na kire sa wonya kronfo no eno so esumba na omu a owura panyo making ejina parliament ka say emotional torture. Do we care? And owura mahama yariga misrawo. It is enough to say red in Biancoye because we are politician. Ebia later bet me about so it is not to say, but so be apologize here, Ken Ofori Atta there. I don't agree today, I don't agree tomorrow. Meaning you apologize to Ken Ofori Atta. That one I don't agree today, I'll never agree tomorrow. Yes, also be ready so Ankoye. You can share your opinion on that. It should end there. Why would you apologize to Ken Ofori Atta? The pains he sent. Or how will you amaniana be brasa de ba Ghana for so? Kwame nanka Bruce then I ready. I mean why? Okay. Eti oba wa hu. Se si ano we no sound ni ase enti metro mo. At the Facebook and the CTV. Eti Jubilee House and the hono. Enche oba hu say crash bi apie afri odom. O de mu hwe di din. Momla Facebook live on Accra 100.5 FM. Na mo hwe ni din we maka kire mo say me nyini more than 2 minutes. Ha afi hwe. O de hade. Hwe no boko. We in the MP before the police new police officer here Jubilee House. Police new. Na police ni dia. Police ni. Kwame. Police new. Da bi na Jubilee House ni Ken Ofori Atta fie dia na so mfa so. Hwe. Etifia, omu yina pie Africanum. I mean, how? And these are not even police, national. When we hear tax, criminals, and the SHU in Jubilee House, seat of the presidency, because John Mahama Luzu ma take over. Look at the nonsense you did in Jubilee House. What point are you making? Say, hey, me say Facebook never share. One child, near me can be on. Oh yeah. Kwame, but look at this. This is what they did to Nanka Bruce, office of the president. You just all cry out as him. Once we just social media, now CTV. Oh no, like seriously. Kwame kwachin to me into now, and as him. Now you just be say, why the jury say, where seat of the president to? Eti, what the hell? Second one. So watch what is going on. Over Facebook and no Shamai. I mean, why? Nanti Ken Ofori Atta maybe sir, the questions and also wrong. Massa, is he a more important human being than anybody? Is he a more important human? Even John Dramani Mahama, president, our former president, they subjected him to office of the special prosecutor on you can't say. The Jebro Kanazwe issue no. Ford you can't say expedition saga. They subjected John Dramani Mahama to special prosecutor who say who rather semono and wake him. Onumpa why president John Dramani Mahama was subjected. Na Ken Ofori Atta subjected na anything. So that time now most subjected John Dramani Mahama to that kind of scrutiny no. Now when you say Ghana, what are you talking about? Jacob Zuma of South Africa, he was not only subjected to scrutiny, at a point he was remanded in South Africa. Stop that nonsense. Kwame, you free and John Jinapodi. Enough of this Jubilee House. Yanko Tienia John Jinapo. Nyamudi ye omu, Nyamudi ye ndisi fono. Me pese mo tia sese omu nyamukota. Omu nyamukota. Na NDC yo madwene so mba yamu be dwane afri kroma. I am telling you. You run helter skelter. I feel the man said to me, baby. Now you see the power changes. I was advising you guys. Say power is transient. You thought I was joking. Today power has changed hands. And I know, said John Muhammad, yeah, he's not on a personal vendetta. But Uncle John Muhammad is a kufadwa, Uncle Mubehu. Charlie, give me near John Jinapokaino. Live on Accra 100.5 FM. Danso, Dangote, o message about yeah. Teresa Kote, Benjamin, you are here. Alhaji Abu, yeah. Move on message Imra. Making come up. Remy Alukunso the message about. Yeah. Samuel Kofi, Gregory Asiedu, and Gregory Afoko case no. I'm happy say Attorney General can once
in this house.
Say ope.
We do not tender any evidence. You can't do this to me, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, you are a leader. And you should know that when something is public record, especially in this house, we do not tender any evidence. Professor Mike Okwe, then Speaker, made a ruling on the matter in this chamber. You were seated here. Professor Mike Okwe wrote to the CID in respect of this matter. And so what other evidence do you want me to tender when it's captured in the Hansard? Anything captured in the Hansard, you don't tender any evidence. Mr. Speaker, I am saying that on that fateful day, Mr. Speaker, on that fateful day, when my house was raided by AK-47 wielding national security operatives, when they banged on my door, creating fear and panic, sending my 6-year-old child into a state of hysteria, into a state of fear. We had members here. They never commented on it. And I commend Professor Michael Kwe on that day when he stood up and ruled that what they were doing was wrong. Mr. Speaker, they took my phone, they took my laptops, and took it to the United Kingdom to investigate me. Today, a very simple matter. You are scared of it. Mr. Speaker, let me explain something. The OSP has declared Mr. Ken Ofori Atta as a fugitive. As a fugitive. Mr. Speaker, in our local language, fugitive, in our local language, it means that Wadenwa Kamura. Or, to put it simply, Wajibam. Or in the Hausa language, Otilo. Or to put it in a more simpler way, Yagudu. It's as simple as that, Mr. Speaker. But Mr. Speaker, we should not be afraid of accountability. As public officials, when they took my laptop, it got to a point they couldn't even open the iPhone. I told them I was willing to come and use my fingerprint. It was then and there that they told me that the phones had been taken to the United Kingdom. I had to give them the password. Eventually, the very America that I was accused of, a minister was dismissed because it came here padded by almost $800 million. Mr. Speaker, on this auspicious day, on this day of reckoning, on this day of accountability, the only thing I can say is that we wish the man in white, 5 minutes, the best of luck. You can't do this to me, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, you are a leader. And you should know that when something is public record, especially in this house, we do not tender any evidence. Professor Mike Okwe,
we wish the man in white the best of luck. And I am happy how Special Prosecutor has put it. Yewra Ken Ofori Atta, wa betimi aba na woman with this uncommon. And yes, sir, one so mabechew. One didn't tap memwaba. The choice is yours. But me free hana minka same way. Na ye a bidding komobi matese for course, but I am quite a crack. Not gonna force come out maybe at the tail end. One said he empenny focus and carry who we phones are heard you. And that the MPP was John Dramani Mahama. And we were Julius Debra. I am ye ubinye bida. Adaya Ronwa ye form a human fit the 7th of December. Bessie Bra, yes, why His Excellency John Dramani Mahama in you know. Yes, one in edge one, ye best I shame for fra. MPP for so matiko apai. How can you forget so soon, MPP? How can you guys forget so soon? No wonder you didn't care about the pains of the citizenry of this country. How can you guys forget so soon? But Mami Mo Julius Debrabaso for taking that bold decision in line with the financial act of our country. Because Oman Ghana has always had financial and economic deficit, budget deficit. Most of the times, your budget crumpets are brofo and the best way I said it. I'm happy. Say a net dear. President of America, Donald Trump said, United States aid crime abuse. So what it means is that, say, oh yeah, President of Ghana, at this time, I don't envy your position because you are in a hard times. Because you said other grants never no ekusin economy ni kakra. In the first place, John Dramani Mahama never been meeting economy enya because he left inflation, for instance, at 15.4%. And then another Dankwa Kufado, inflation Kosura could do 54%. For instance, John Dramani Mahama left exchange rate below, say, 27%. And another Dankwa Kufado, exchange, you can say, policy rates, I beg your pardon. Policy rates, Equia could do 30%. Look at Bank of Ghana. Interbanking rate here, better 35%. Exchange rate, John Dramani Mahama, edge and 4 cedis to $1. And then another Dankwa Kufado, Omefra Banso, now exchange rate is 16 cedis to $1. John Dramani Mahama, Juma making sure say he left certain statutory funds. Energy sector levy, send your Ghana Benyeska to cushion our energy sector. Infrastructure levy, send a Ghana Benyeska to cushion our infrastructure sector. John Dramani Mahama institutionalized heritage fund. Send your beya, sabi, and Trima Bampo, na good yasasa, when Benya Hotoswo. John Dramani Mahama Kroya institutionalized stabilization fund. John Dramani Mahama stabilization fund. Ana COVID-19 by na nando dankwa kufa do koyi musika ehwe yen ansa na manone for the boy. John Dramani Mahama mananka ho. What kind of say omampanin kufuo akọ amanone akọbọ besia na eka no edoso oba de atua. Ne senti no etwa say o instituting some fund. So he institutionalized what we call the sinking fund. It is with the sinking fund that John Dramani Mahama see ya and no timid tree or man penny kufu kano. I can't no boy and yet I must the boy a man penny kufu the boss akano. And so John Dramani Mahama or Pepper any to watch and or da or my gun and teaching he made sure so ya wajuma. Look at what John Dramani Mahama did. Never compare another dankwa kufado ebebe making sure, sir, time when we take it over, and this is where I'm going. There were about over 8,000 nurses. I don't mind clearance. Tiasami America, you. One more esu. They are crying more than they breathe. One more esu see a yinkrof wedding. Tiasami America. Time when people take over in 2017, there were over 8,000 nurses. And I am clearance. As some Kwayajuma. Nanado dankwa kufado. No rabamia. Any Ken Ofori Atta we are omuyomedi. Omuyomedi. Oman kaisa omuye Ghana for and the yes omuye Ghana for. Na sa time no free Burkina Faso. Sa time no free Germany. No free Guyana and no free Banana Republic. Afedia ya kaisa omuye Ghana for. Nyatwum for. Hypocrite. Criminal hypocrite. As if that is not enough. Public sector workers, they have over 9,000. Are you aware son and Akufo-Addo led by Owura Osafo-Maafo? And Kwame, get me Osafo-Maafo state, please. Get me Osafo-Maafo state. Owura Osafo-Maafo omwiji over 9,000 public workers a day. Omwiji omedi. Oman kai so me Ghana for. Ye keka bo mu no. Na chese na nadu danko Akufo-Addo Osafo-Maafo Ken Ofori Atta. Ayi Ghana for more than 13,000 a day because you see yam form wo mrepam. Na Owura Osafo-Maafo call ministerial interview. And you bisa say a day na wodwene fa ensem bi say ho.
And every sector institution in this country. So if I'm appointed a new minister and your payroll, you are not on the payroll till December, the day of the election, and you're going to appear on the payroll for January, when were you engaged in that particular thing? You are going to create a problem. If names appear on the payroll after December, we definitely will lay them off quietly. Payroll for every department and every sector institution in this country. So if I'm appointed a new minister and your payroll, you are not on the payroll till December, the day of the election, and you're going to appear on the payroll for January, when were you engaged in that particular thing? You are going to create a problem. If names appear on the payroll after December, we definitely will lay them off quietly. Payroll for every department and every sector institution in this country. So if I'm appointed a new minister and your payroll, you are not on the payroll till December, the day of the election, and you're going to appear on the payroll for January, when were you engaged in that particular thing? You are going to create a problem. If names appear on the payroll after December, we definitely will lay them off quietly. Payroll for every department and every sector.
NDC for over 13,000. Muntie, Eugene Sambo no Muntie no Osafo-Maafo kan Muntie.
So I hope says by this time it is crystal clear. And what in Yumabiase, the reasons why NDC for Binum, any abra, or more pese, they want some questions from Ken Ofori Atta. They want him to answer some questions. And Ken Ofori Atta, dear, you are very fortunate. Obia enko ufie enko kubi sebi. Obia enko ufie enko tututu. Obia enko ufie enko yobia boni. And we are not even hoping for that. And yes, I know you share. The omo hwe ina ne se oda yare paswa. Ma yehu so oda yare paswa. So re bra na be de bra Ghana na be answer some questions. Now yehu the reasons why. The reasons why Strategic Mobilization Limited Manase Zuri 4th Estate enyema nsenseme kosi ye baye National Cathedral sika ekomu 58 million Ghana cedis anyunu kwano. Ghanaians want answers. Special prosecutor want to know. He wants to know the details. Eti mo bia ntene baby nkase na Ken Ofori Atta ne yare na NDC for OSP store na maybe say anya bia kwa no ade we mumfa NDC dini bata ho because OSP no, he wasn't appointed by John Dramani Mahama president. Ono de John Mahama beto no no ye nedwuma, but the issue is nipa no appointed no ono aso no intimidating underground. I say one more be adwuma and why den wasan akache nse sa adwuma we ya media ma minim se me ma television a obetim dia ye adwuma, me ma laptop a betim dia ye enti mama adwuma be me mfa laptop ni ma wan kasa tena se. You see, that is how the special prosecutor was working under ex-president Akufo-Addo administration. But John Mahama de ba o say o sir o say uni laptop we adwuma okay o de mema laptop ye adwuma no ye opeso ye biaye de hia ne so be ye adwuma no ama me. And a special prosecutor say okay and de me da say me ye adwuma no so ama. Enti it's just simple. John Mahama providing of security, peace, and what? I'm kind of saying no interference. Oman absolutely control. So on fanya jumano. Obia interfere no. And that is what he's working at. And now we're turning himself kuntunun kunu se one kunun kunu kinofurata. You people are there making a lot of noise. You people are there telling the whole world say NDC for HAC kinofurata. NDC for MP kinofurata sem NDC for se kinofurata we are gonna see ombra no be yidi one. If he thought and as if you think Kunturunku or whoever kinofurata hasn't stolen money from Ghana's coffee and as a Ghana is he should come and answer simple questions and go away. And you obe answer a question. Now you clean as filter paper. As clean as filter paper. Nobody will chase you. You can be in America for the whole of your life. You can be in Massachusetts, wherever you are. But me for baby anytime be Miami, Miami, New York. But so far as we need you to answer some questions, you have to come and attend to your call or attend to your what? Just because sometimes your positions and a differentiate ye mubinum. Positions and a differentiate ye mubinum. What I say, a distinguish ye mubinum every ubinum. Apart from that, nobody is human being than anybody. Blood is running through our veins. We are all breathing what air in and out. Enti misramu. Obi mejina baby nka nkyere obi say kinofrata omom pen hasem special prosecutor we are which hand. Masa which hand? If you are a witch then you will be hunted. If you are a witch you will be hunted. So we say be obayifo a ye be hunted. Enti ujai ateta. We will definitely stop whining. But so far as also better obedi hide and seek, you continuously knock your door. Enti kuntunkunu where bia wo bia no ma yente wonka because Ghana for ye nya bre. John Mahama hia sika opeso de reset your mind no. Ohia sika mate se budget na nche February on be ready anambeboa. If not February, I think say February 11th. No. Say 14th. I think so. If not February or next month, sent to be corrected. Budget, first budget, and we are hoping say the e-levy, COVID-19 tax and betting tax will be scrapped, and the John Muhammad are unprepared because some of us, and you know, say the don't find as soon as possible. We and Sema. Any consequence soaking the flatter, so he must report as soon as possible and answer OSP's call upon Pew. He must report as soon as possible. Urgently, we need Kinofrata Umbra. Insi next week na waba. Kinofrata insi next week na waba. Umbra no mbe answer calls. Or dayare paso kwa mungu kuro ni kiteni nantu premu emfanembra. Because obia afenyo ma kintimika se menina bon komosa and he's traumatized no. Which means masa anye ya de papa bia na ya de oto no na waje opeso okogigi ne ho oni se na chi nye enti no okobon ho adwa be nei na chi se yo enyo ya frɛ no ombra no me answer question simple. Yankopon nhyira me ma me chi ba fo e wo United States of America. Yankopon nyame ma me kese e bia o support mo paibo amudi tai chi. Yankopon nhyira ma me we bi wo UK. Yankopon nhyira me ma me so Obi bia hwe mega TV no Nyankopon yo kese. Makro bibia bye bye.